So yeah, so we're going to talk about the hub and about reporting, but I would like to know where everyone is and what would be most helpful and all of that sort of thing. Who wants to jump in? If you want to just go around and let me know who you are, let me just call you out. Rudy, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes, good afternoon to all. I'm in the property maintenance division. I'm the manager of the location, and I've been with the city of Reading for probably about 7.5 years, and in the position of managers for about 2.5 years.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much. Bill Riley.
Thank you.
I'm Bill Riley, the wastewater treatment plant manager down here for the city of Reading. And this whole thing's new to me, so I'm going to say.
Okay. Carolyn.
Hi, I'm the county manager, and I've been here for the city like 18 months now. I was the auditor coordinator, and then I got promoted as the county manager.
Cool. Thank you so much. And then Angie.
I'm the accountant, and I've been here with the city for like 16 years. So.
So a relative newcomer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you're in the finance department?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And then Judy.
Hi, I'm in the finance department also. I'm the revenue accountant, and I've been with the city 34 years.
34 years. See, Angie, I told you, you're a relative newcomer.
Newcomer, yes. Well, I was on the island for 24, so I'm just new up here, but I was on an island also.
Excellent. The island in New York, Long Island?
No, Fritz Island.
Okay. Michael, tell me about yourself. Michael, not hearing you. Oh, no worries. He texted to say he was on the phone. No worries. And then I've got a Jay Kelly.
Jamar, good afternoon, Dean. Can you hear me now or no?
Is that Jay Kelly or is that Michael?
That's Jamar Kelly.
Jamar, thank you so much. Yes, I can hear you just fine, perfectly well. Let me know how you fit into the universe here.
Finance director for the city, project sponsor.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you for making time. That's great. All right, so folks, we're going to talk a little bit about the hub, which is one way you could view it is the landing pad for Munis, and then another way to view it is that it's really more than a landing pad. It's a complex system that allows you to get all kinds of tools in one place if you want to. And so we'll take a look at what the hub looks like in terms of reporting and keeping track of information. And then we'll go a little bit through out of the box reports in Munis and talk about how you can best get at them and use some key ones. So I need someone to drive here. I need someone to be the lead on the keystrokes. Who wants to be that person?
Wait, you said lead on the keystrokes. What do you mean by that?
Oh, I just need someone to present your environment, and then we'll all kind of follow the lead as you walk through the system.
All right, I can share my screen. I only have till 2:45, and then I have another meeting I need to drop off for.
Totally fine. You know, at that point, we will nominate someone else.
You
Let
need to
me-
promote. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So first things first, when we land on a page, we should kind of know where we are. And it looks like we put a banner up there. Do your other environments have different colors for that banner?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, great idea and very helpful for the users. They know that, when they see that banner, where they are and what's going on. So that was a good idea. Second thing is you can always look up at the URL and kind of tell what environment you are on. If you're on production, it's just going to be the standard URL. If you're on train or test, you will see train or test in the URL, and that will be an indicator about what's going on. So one of the things you can do is when you come in first, and I don't know how important this is for anyone to understand this, but you can kind of reset your experience if you want. So if you go down to, I believe it's that little cog down in the lower left there, Jamar, where it says settings and user settings. So there is, okay, so I don't see it, and that tells me something else. So usually there is there's a button here that says restart, or I actually can't remember what it says exactly, but it essentially allows you to restart your hub. But that is a configuration piece, and it looks like your site has taken that away for users. So we are going to live with Jamar's configuration and move on and talk about how to get through the hub. So the first thing to talk about is that big search bar at the top of everything on the blue bar. That's called the omnibar. And unfortunately, it does not serve ice cream, but it serves up almost everything else. You can search across basically the entirety of Munis with that omnibar. So, for example, if you were to search for, let's see, what do we want to search for? Let's search for the word invoice in the omnibar. So let's search for invoice up there in that omnibar field. Not the Tyler menu, no, sorry. The omnibar search field at the top in that blue bar up there. Yeah. And say return. And what this does is that it's searching for those terms over all kinds of scopes. And you can see what the scopes are over on the left, right? And so we can see that literally we found 30 invoices, but we found 15 from accounts payable, and we found some things in purchasing, and we found some things in what else we find. So it's not limited to the hierarchy or the structure of the programs in Munis as the Tyler menu is, where he had started to write invoice in there. If we did that, then we would find a program called invoice, but here we can actually find records, actual records with that term. So for example, looking here, let's go back up to the omnibar and look for McCormick.
Am I typing invoice in McCormick or what? Because
No, just McCormick. So overwrite invoice and type McCormick.
hold on. So also, Dean, just a heads up, we're good 6 months into using Munis, so we're familiar with the hub. What we really need to go over today is financial reporting, which is a segment that was covered at the beginning of configuration and was.
So you're very familiar with everything I'm doing here.
I
You've
can do
seen
all
this
that
and
with
used
my
this
eyes
before.
closed. Yep. We need to focus on pulling reports. So year-to-date budget reports, balance sheet reports, that sort of thing in a quick and efficient way at both the department level and across the entire organization level would be super helpful.
Okay, fine. So if you could just click those tumbling T's on the left there and reset your right up at the top near global search over on the left.
Okay. Those are tumbling T's. Interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
Tyler Technologies.
Turn your head to the side to see that. Okay.
To find year to date, the easiest way to do it is to type YTD into the Tyler menu or use favorites. So here we are. What is there an issue with reaching this report or utilizing it? What do we need to know about this report?
So for me, and I don't, speak for everyone, on a monthly basis, we submit to council the year-to-date budget report. And I've been going through trial and error teaching myself how to pull that in a way that covers the entire organization and our specialty funds, if you will. So sewer, sanitary, and I would say capital and grants.
Okay, well, I would expect you to have full access to all accounts. So the easiest thing you would do is if you would cancel that, please. Now just click the cancel button. So the easiest thing to do is to use the segment find, which is that brown button there. Have you used this before?
Most recently, I did use that, and it was
Okay.
much more helpful than the other ways I've tried to do it.
So this gives you the most power or the most discretion over what you can pull. Obviously, if you want everything, it doesn't matter. You can do it this way or with an open search. But if you want to hone in on data, this is the best method to do that. So now you can use, you can identify specific funds or ranges of funds that you want to pull from, or account types, or whatever it is you want to report on.
Can you skip funds? So can you do a range, but skip certain
Sure.
ones? Okay.
Yep, you can. So you can, if you click on field help for the fund field.
The three dots or something else?
Yep, that's called field help. And I'm hoping you can do multi-select. So if you just start at 0 and hold shift and like go down to 40 to see if you can select all of those.
It doesn't let, I've been trying.
Doesn't, okay, that's fine. Click back and we'll try to do it another way. We'll go 0, 0, and then dot, dot. And 40. And hit return or say accept. So I think we did that. So if we go ahead and output that to PDF. What I'm expecting to see here is data from 0 to 40. Now, if we wanted to skip 41, I didn't see what the fund was, but if there's a 41, if we wanted to skip 41 and then go 42 to 50 or something like that, we could do a comma after that range.
Comma, there we go. Okay. So you did dot dot instead of the colon. So do they work the same way?
They do the work the same way, yeah.
The other IC taught us with the colon, but you.
Yep. Colon basically means through.
Okay. And so then
Looks like we got the same range there. You got 1602 accounts. I think that was the same number.
yeah. So maybe the comma won't work then.
So let's try a semicolon. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I've got a document somewhere that has all the nope, still 1602. Give me one quick moment. Were you folks ever given a Munis 101 document?
No, that doesn't ring any bells.
Okay.
We were on
I've
the university.
got one that I can share with you, and there's a whole section on
Cheat codes.
how to do searches. Here we go. So what we're talking about here are wildcards. So a colon is the same as dot dot. That's a range. Trying to see. Let me just grab this and I'll share it with you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to steal this from you for 1 second here. So everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so these search wildcards are what you can use, especially in reporting programs. So we did that range there. That worked okay, using either a colon or a dot dot. You can use a pipe, right? The vertical pipe. And so if you want to do distinct things, you could use a pipe between them. And I was looking for a comma or a semicolon, but I don't see it. So I think at that point, you might do a range and then a pipe and then something else. So that's something we can try. I'm going to go ahead and allow you to, grab your presentation back.
Awesome. And if you could email that.
Yeah, I'll send you the whole document. There's a lot of stuff in there that might be useful.
So yeah, I tried it with the pipe and it did not change. I did it as.
So you did a range and then a pipe?
Uh-huh.
Still 1602. Okay, I guess what this is telling us is that It's not, we can't get there from here with this particular methodology. What you can do is do your initial range, your 0 to 40 or whatever, and then output that to Excel, and then do another range and output that to Excel, and then conflate the two. But I would have to poke into this a little more, but it seems like we can't quite get do multiple ranges in one query string.
Okay. Because the alternative, if I do it from, general fund up to like 47, when I did that recently, it produced like a 25-page report, and nobody's reading that on council.
So what do you want out of that range? Do you want everything in that range, or do you want just certain things in that range?
I just want certain things, the general fund,
All right.
so 1,
So let's try this. Let's go to let's do a search. And is the general fund 00?
01.
01. So let's go 01 pipe. And then what else do we want?
Wow, I think we might have achieved. I like it. That's what we need to use, the pipe for
Cool.
multi-reporting. Okay.
Great.
That's progress.
So let's go back, please, to the basic YTD report. And
I hate when that happens. Sorry. Gotta cancel, not back.
no worries. So let's take a look at report options real quickly. So you're aware of, have you taken a look at this, how this works? So currently we're laying reports out by fund, and then within the fund by org. That's what that upper section is telling us.
Mm-hmm.
So we can change that. Obviously, we have as many segments of the chart as we have, and we can change how your report lays out however you like. And I would just say experiment with this until you get, what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then down below in the print options, there are a couple of things you might not be aware of. Obviously, you've got your year and period, and then you've got your format type, the standard format. There are a couple of things in there, so just standard formats. But one thing I want to call your attention to is that first field, include only accounts that used X% or greater of budget. This is really handy, especially toward the end of the fiscal year, where you put a number like 90 in there or something like that, and it's going to show you all of the accounts that are low on budget.
Ooh.
Or 95, or whatever you consider to be low on budget, right? So it's, if we put 90 in there, that's going to show us only the accounts that have used 90% of budget. So you're basically creating a low on budget report.
Okay. How do we include the previous year to date budget with a current year to date? Where's the option for that?
Yeah, so for this report, the answer is not. But there is another report. If we go back to the hub, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Let's go into financials. Actually, let me show you something kind of cool that may help everybody. And that is, we want to add a hub page. So if we go down to edit content, and browse content, or we could add a page, that's fine too. And we want to search for report. Munis Reporting Center, that's what we want. And add that. And so here we go. Munis Reporting Center. What have I done for you other than give you a new page? Well, we've got what looks like a Tyler menu down there that says Munis Reporting Programs. But the only thing in this widget are reports. So there are no programs in here. It's only reports. So everything you find in here is going to be a report. And there's the report I was looking for, flexible period.
It says filter applied.
I don't know what that means. Why that? Do you have a pop-up blocker?
I don't think so.
That little star there would tell you right in the URL. Yeah. So go ahead and click on that star. Oh, that's a favorite. There's usually a little thing there that tells you whether you've got pop-up, but actually, no, you don't, because
I
we
know
pop.
what you're looking for. It's not there. It's not activated.
Yeah, so you don't, because we popped that that year-to-date report up, so you don't have a pop-up blocker happening. Interesting. Filter applied. So what's happening is that it's going to the report viewer rather than popping out completely. I would say maybe a way around that would be to add this widget, this card, to another page, like to your landing page, and then it won't be looking for
I right clicked and hit run link, and it popped up on its own page.
Cool. So can I recommend also that you, can we go back? Can I just recommend that you remove that Tyler logo card and the Tyler links card? I don't find that a lot of people use that, and the real estate on the hub page is more useful.
Agree.
So yeah, so now we can add that card to this, your basic page here, and then you would have it just at your disposal. Add card. And then report. Munis reporting programs. There we go. And save. It's going to refresh. And now let's see what we see here. There we go. So in this case, if you just search for, go to segment find and search for Fund 01 and just say accept. And then run that into PDF. Although you can dump it to Excel too. That's a good thing to do. Okay, so here's your standard, like what you're going to get out of the box, right? But if we go back to that report and then go to the report options, we should have the ability to cross fiscal years.
Now we're talking. Report budget year, do they mean current year or?
Yeah, so I would go with the current year and see what you get. And you've still got that exceeds budget thing. You've got your suppressed blank there. And still laying out in fund org. So let's take a look and then, so that's good. And then we'll go back and output that to PDF.
Sorry. Oh my God. Whew.
Okay, so here we go. There's your original, your transfers, your revised, actuals, encumbrances available and used. So that's pretty much the same columns you're going to get with year-to-date budget.
Yeah, so is this, wait, this isn't combining. It says from 2020, it's 35 pages, so, okay.
Is this report combining everything? Like the totals from 20 all the way to 22? I don't see it broken down into specific years. Like this is what was for 20, this was what was for 21.
It's considering whatever parameter you put in to be the period you want to report on. So
there's, how would you get a report that you want to see from 20 to 22, but you want each year separate? 20,
I would
21,
chunk
22.
it.
Or you just have to do each year separate?
Yeah, that's how I would do it.
So then I cannot show 20, 21, and 22 on the same report, is what you're saying.
Well, you can if you create a custom report.
Where would that be?
Sorry?
So traditionally, we would show current year, year to date, and at least the immediate prior year, year to date. So you're now saying that would need to be a custom report created?
Well, there are lots of programs that do something similar, like Account Inquiry does that. But in terms of a report, nothing comes to mind. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means that I don't know every report, that exists. But a custom report would allow you to literally create whatever you want. I mean, that's what a custom report is. You create the report that you desire if it's not out of the box.
And is that something I just do on my own, or is that something I need to reach out to Tyler for?
So custom reports are done in SSRS. Usually my clients have scheduled an SSRS session. Did you folks schedule that?
This is the first I've heard of SSRS.
Okay, so do you see right there, it says Munis, SSRS reports, report applications, right? So you can create a report in SSRS, which is Microsoft's reporting tool. It goes against your production data. And then you can publish it, and you can make it available here in the, well, I mean, the report you're looking for would have a name, right? So you might call it, cross-year report or something, right? And once it's created, it would be called cross-year report, and then it would be in the report bucket, and you would be able to find it and use it.
Okay. All right. Okay, can we move on then to pulling department reports? We're about to enter budget season, and we want to be able to walk all of our division managers and department directors through pulling a current, I guess it would be what, a segment report for their department and division?
Well, my expectation would be that each department manager would be limited to his or her department by security. So they could simply use year-to-date budget report, and they would only see their own data.
Okay. Can you promote Caroline? And Caroline, can you pull up the accounting budget through a year-to-date report? Well, no, let's not use Caroline because I think Caroline has access to everyone like me.
Okay.
Maria Kantner, are you able to?
What's that?
Can you sign into Munis and share your screen so that
Okay.
we can walk through pulling a division year-to-date report?
All right, just a second. I think I've done that already, but hang on. Okay, let me know. Hang on, I have to find my instructions. And you want me, what, under budget report?
Year-to-date.
Year-to-date budget.
Can you see my screen?
I cannot. Can you click
Not
the
yet, no.
box with the up arrow?
Mhm. Yeah, I did that. For some reason, the little share box won't click. Let me try clicking on that again. I don't know why the share box won't let me click on it.
I don't either. I promoted you.
Bob,
All right,
I'm sorry, 1 second, Dean. Bob, are you able to pull up a year-to-date report for yours? Down at sewers?
One moment, I need to promote him. There you go.
Do you have to get out of sharing your screen?
No, you should be able just to request the ability to share.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not working.
I don't either.
Oh, wait, I had to click on the little picture.
Oh, under it, yeah. And then pick which.
Okay.
There we go. Cool. There we go.
Inquiries and
Year-to-date budget.
second financial.
Okay, there you go.
So just do an open search. Just say search and accept. And then output that to PDF and we'll see what we see.
Oh, without
Any parameters, yep.
So there's 2,100 records. Does that sound appropriate to everybody?
Sounds like a lot for CSC.
that's probably why it's taking a while to load.
Now
Oh,
there's the pop-up.
yeah, you have your pop-up blocker on, Maria.
So you see that little thing with the red mark up in the
Yep.
URL? Yep.
Mhm.
So we'll just say always allow. And then let's do it again. Okay, so is there a quick way to see whether we're seeing things we shouldn't be seeing?
Yeah, the first thing was the mayor's office, and that's not her department.
All right, so what that tells me is that she has permissions to see the mayor's office. And if that's not appropriate, then we need to adjust her permissions.
She was in some of the early training, so I wonder if that's why. Because she was a super user or whatever.
User.
Could very well
Possible
be.
it gave me a high access.
Bob Gensmer, do we have you on audio? Bob.
So I don't know if you saw, but he texted back and said he's on text only.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. Where's the chat box?
So do you guys want to change me to just Citizen Service Center? It's your call.
Is Bob able to show us this same report?
Dean, I do have the same report. This is Caroline, and I think what happened is that you have to, IT has to be involved, and they have to do the budget settings depending on the departments.
So it wouldn't be budget settings. It would literally be permissions to see accounts. So that's what's happening here. Whatever we're seeing here is reflective of the user's permissions.
I wonder if you have everything because of with the Energov stuff.
Well, and this is Munis though.
Yeah. So can we get Bob to share his screen and just see what he sees?
You want me to stop sharing?
Well, if he requests to share, it'll just jump in.
Okay. I'm just looking through. I don't think there should not be a separate area for treasury, so that should all be under CSC.
All right, so this is an open search for Bob. So is this does this look appropriate to folks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks, he's
Yeah.
got public work stuff, so yeah. And Maria, you may have everything because of treasury and needing to
Okay.
pay invoices and whatnot, or to pay the bills, cashiering.
All right.
I'm not sure, I'm just
I mean,
speculating.
that sounds, if you're involved in invoicing, then yeah, those folks have access to almost all accounts.
Okay.
So it looks like Bob, as a division manager, has access to all of Public Works.
Okay, and again, is that appropriate for him or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so you know, we validated that security is working, and that's the deal. People will see what they have access to, and they will be able to report on what they have access to.
Got it. So then, Dean, I go back to you on any other advantages of Hub that we can take that we may not be aware of. We can go back to
Yeah.
that. You
So,
said
yeah,
something I wasn't aware of.
if you want to share really quickly, and we'll take a look at that report card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where'd our report card go?
Sorry.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
That's open. Okay.
Okay, so if we open journal entry, account detail history report might be useful. And if you just choose off on maybe the general fund or something, click define.
Define. I was looking for search. Okay.
Yep, yep, yeah, that's one of those things. Some of the older programs are either or. And throw that out there to PDF. Yeah, maybe we should have chosen a smaller font or something.
Maybe the shade tree fund would have been easier.
Okay, so this is the sort of thing we see here, and these are transactional. So again, if you're looking specifically for budget, you're not going to get tons of stuff here, but it may be useful if you dump this to Excel, then you can start looking at transactional information.
Okay. And are these in all right, these are in sequential order then?
They should be. They should be by date.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I found on the trial balance that it's by the date it was entered, not the date of the transaction. Although this looks like it's in. Well, no, not quite.
If it's not being ordered the way way you want, we can go back. There should be some settings in the report options that allow you to lay it out the way you want. And then just pick a fund and then say accept, and then it'll push us down to, yeah, there we go. So in date range. This is a little bit like that flexible period report I was telling you, except that you can see here that there's an option here for laying it out for fiscal year view. I didn't notice that before. That's kind of cool.
Okay. Michael, do you have access to this detail now, these reports? We can't hear you if you're speaking, Michael.
I think so. He is appears also to be text only. He says he's going to look.
And then who else do we have on the call? Angie, Judy. Angie, Judy, are there any report options that you need that we haven't looked at yet? Whether it's pulling details for grants or whatever.
I was trying to pull a report, a trial balance that straddled 2 years for 21 and 22, but I had to do them separate. I couldn't do it together.
So if you go up there and put trial in the search field, we'll just see if there's only the one. I think there's a custom report also. So if you just search at the top for trial. Yeah, just the one. Okay. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. So this is what a SSRS report would look like. So this is what a custom report looks like.
So then I've tried to do this under, what module was it? I don't remember if it was account inquiry. No, it wasn't account inquiry. It was. I think it was either the monthly budget report or the historic actuals comparison. And it took me to this SRS report, as you mentioned, but a lot of these fields weren't accessible.
Yeah,
Like
so
things
some
like
of those
this,
are dependent, on you choosing a value for a previous field. So
Mhm.
some of those will surface if you choose a value and there you go.
But like it doesn't let me pick a year.
Yeah, I hear you. I would have to mess around with this to give you a good feedback because not
And see,
expert in
perfect
this
point.
report.
So you see it says, please enter a value for the year. It's not going to produce the report without it. But it like literally doesn't let me pick one.
In that case, I would say that's a support ticket, because if you are required to enter something and you can't enter it, there's something wrong.
on the back end. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, something literally wrong in the coding of this report. The back end is probably fine. But there's something wrong with allowing you to select the year, and someone just got to take a look at that. I would put a ticket in for that anyway, because if it's happening for you, it's happening for somebody else also.
Okay. Okay.
All right, well, that was a success.
Mhm.
That's a little frustrating. What else? Someone else was talking about another kind of report we wanted to look at, and it escapes me. What were we talking about?
That Angie was referring to the trial balance report she was trying to pull.
Is that the one you were trying to pull, Angie? That one that we just looked at right there?
No, I do go under financials and general ledger, and now mine's not opening. Why is it general ledger? General entry, and then there's an account trial balance there, which works a whole lot better than that one. And you have to search first. And then report options. But I can only do, this is the one that I've tried to do like 21 through 22, and I can only do 1 year at a time.
Be able to run a comparative trial balance will be helpful to a lot of us.
Your voice is really faint, Michael.
Is that better?
Yes.
Slightly, yeah.
To be able to run a comparative trial balance would help a lot of us out.
You mean
Yeah.
year over year?
Yes.
So one way I would accomplish that is run 2 reports and dump them to Excel so that you have them both there to evaluate. If you want something that compares one fiscal year with another, like a column next to a column, that sounds like a custom report to me.
Well, I was looking at our GDA bank account, and when we ran the checks in 22 for 21, it put an entry into 21. So I wanted to include a trial balance when I was reconciling the account, to have those December 21s in with the current year so that I could see it all, but I couldn't do that.
Yeah, so that's that same crossing fiscal year lines things. And what were you after? Were you after budget or transactions? What were you looking for?
The transactions.
Okay.
For 21, okay. So, Dean, can you again walk through how do we do the custom reports? Who do we need to speak to about that?
You would speak to, who's your project manager?
Carol McFall.
Oh, my boss. Okay, great. I know her. You would ask her for an SSRS session. It takes about 3 days. Do you have anyone on staff who is familiar with relational databases?
Relational databases?
Yeah. SQL.
Yes.
Okay. So that person or those people would be ideal. But the class is designed to take you from zero to understanding what needs to happen. So it's just that people who understand relational databases tend to pick it up faster and get deeper faster.
Okay. All right, that would be Randy Meyer, NIT. The 3 days you mentioned, is that lead time to set up that session or what?
No, that's the class. That's literally the class. It takes
Oh,
3
it's a
days.
3-day class. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so just a word of warning, not really warning, just a consideration, right? If Randy is conversant with SQL, then he's gonna get it, right? He's gonna get it really fast. And then if you've got somebody who's never done a report in the same class, we're going to gauge the class to that other person's speed, right? So Randy's going to have to, just suck it up and be patient because we need the lowest common denominator to get all the basics so that they feel comfortable diving in. Otherwise, it's overwhelming. They really need to, everybody needs to understand the basics so that they get to the point where they go, I get what's going on now.
Okay.
By the way, I teach this class. I teach the SSRS class. There are like 2 or 3 of us at Tyler who teach this.
All right. I don't think we have time for that right now, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, just making you aware, there are a bunch of reports in Tyler, but it's all very standardized stuff. And there's just no way that you're going to get exactly what you need out of the box. And so most of my clients at some point invest in creating their own reports. And usually it's because there's like this one or these 2 or these 3 crucial reports that really make a difference. And if we can get those reports done, then boom, we've really bought ourselves some breathing space because we're getting the information we need.
All right. Okay. Angie, if that continues to be an issue, we can explore requesting that session. But if you're able to combine reports, I would do that. And I'll keep combining reports from my side as well for now, because I don't think we have time for a 3-day session with budget and everything else coming up.
Yeah, that's what I did. I exported them and then combined them on one sheet.
Okay.
So, do we want to talk about purchasing transactions? Are you familiar with all of the standard PO reports?
No, actually, I'm not.
Let's take a quick look at those because even if you don't want to work through a bunch of them now, you'll be aware that they exist and be aware to dive in. So if we go financials, actually, if you click the field help up in the right-hand corner, the 3 dots up there, and just refresh, Here we go. Yep, financials, and then purchasing, and then purchase order inquiry, standard PO reports. So this is a suite of reports available, and they're pretty indicative as to what's going on, right? Show me the open POs by account, show me the POs by due date, et cetera, et cetera. And so we can work through them now if you want, or you can just say, cool, I know this is here, I will work through them at some point. So it's a define, and then if you know the PO, you would put it in, or a range of POs. Otherwise, you would just do what you're given there, which is basically everything.
I thought I said 245. $165. Okay. Mm.
And again, almost everything can be exported to Excel rather than to PDF or text.
Okay. So, for example, at the end of this one, it's just saying there's only 300,000 still open.
For the range that you put in, it looks that way.
Okay. All right. Just making sure I'm reading that right. Okay. Earlier you mentioned a report on looking at what's still available. You mentioned November.
That's on the year-to-date budget,
That's
that
on the
last
year-to-date.
column. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the last column on the year-to-date. Although, can I show you something? Go look for Account Central. Just put Account Central up there and see if it comes up. It might not. It might be considered a program. Yeah, so go over to Tyler menu and do the same thing. All right, so let's open Account Central. And are you familiar with saving searches?
No. No.
All right. If you're
Please.
not, this is a really great thing for everybody to learn. So let's go into advanced search.
Okay.
And new search. All right. So let's say that we want to, so pick a fund, but not the general fund. Pick a fund that would be buying something. All right, great. So now let's go to account type. And we're going to say expense. Now down below, we're going to say save. On the right side down there, we're going to say save. And we're going to say, I can't remember what the fund was. CIP expense accounts. Right? And so then click save again. And now go up to advanced search in the top and look at that. Now you just run that search instead of having to search for something. It's a super, super great technique. You can create any number of searches that you want, and all you have to do is click on it. Oh, right. I was going to tell you why we came here. So here we are in grid format, which is kind of the standard format, right? But over on the right-hand side there, next to the download button, looks like a grid. Click on that. Okay, so this is kind of the tab view, but they used to have, it's not really as visual as it used to be. That's interesting. They used to give you a bar that showed you how much budget you used, but you can see 39% up there, and the available amount in that one account there. So this is kind of cool. You can kind of visually see where things are in budget.
Okay.
But you could do the same thing by, just ordering the column. Yeah, that's a roll up. So that's. But if you click that back to the grid.
Oh.
See, so easy. You saved it. All you have to do is click on it. So now you should be able to click on percentage used over there as the header. In the header, it says percentage used. Just click on that. And there you go. Now you've got your budget ordered.
Okay. Wow. These percentages are crazy. Okay.
So that's one technique. The other is it's going to be in year-to-date budget also. But I really highly recommend that whole advanced search, save your search thing. It's a super, super powerful thing to do.
Would that work for maybe like a okay.
So you're still going against that one fund.
Yeah, but this is going to cover most of our departments we're interested in
Okay.
instead of pulling in, pension and all that other extra stuff.
Okay.
And active. And so then you said hit save, name it.
And again, if you want to take this to Excel, the download button there will put that out to Excel.
Okay. But this will cover all of our active account codes then across each department division. Okay.
Yeah, so now wait, don't go anywhere because you just stumbled upon something worth talking about. Notice that you've got 1,000 accounts up there. It turns out that these central programs, things that, Account Central, Vendor Central, Purchase Order Central, Central, they have, don't ask me why, because I can't defend it, but they have an upper limit of 1,000 accounts. So if you're seeing 1,000 up there, that means you've hit that limit and you don't know by how much. Could be 1,000, could be 1,001, could be 42,000. You don't know. So that is the one limitation that I would be mindful of. You're not seeing all the data right now.
Okay.
So in this case, I would do account inquiry instead of account central, because in account inquiry, you will get all of the data no matter what.
Are you able to save searches under account inquiry or no?
That is an interesting question. I don't think so, but let's go take a quick look. I mean, you can save the results. I think you can export them out. No, but you can export them out to Excel. That save button there is going to give you an option of saving it to PDF or Excel or something like that.
The report that's produced, yeah.
Correct, the data that you have found. So again, here, before you do this, can we click cancel real quick? Oop. Since we were talking about those primary departments, I would go with segment find, which is that brown button over on the right. Because now you can put your departments in there with pipes.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so you're going to choose that one fund, and then you're going to go and department pipe, department pipe, department pipe until you have all your core, whatever you need.
So yeah, this happens to me sometimes. So if I click through these, I can see the values, but like you saw when I hit PDF, it didn't export everything. Am I doing something wrong?
What did we search for?
So I just entered all of the primary departments.
Yep. And then what's our output?
It just gave me like a summary sheet that didn't include all of the 1,900 accounts. It's only giving me the first one.
Got it. So let's go back, close this, and see what happens when we send this to Excel.
I think when you export it as the PDF, it only does that page you're on.
And just say accept to that. Okay, so this is better, yeah?
Okay.
The header on there said 20. It didn't have 22.
Good point, Angie.
Or would the other years be down farther?
Well, in the monthly, I would expect it to go linearly.
I click summary though, not more.
You just click summary, but in the first one you did monthly, I thought. So you see down there, you've got current year, original budget and all that stuff. If you need any of those columns, you would just add them in here.
Oh, so it's pulling from the initial year that we set up then, Dean?
There's last year down there in the setup of the spreadsheet too. I don't know if you went all the way down to the bottom of the field list.
Okay. It's like 2,000 options. Well, this doesn't include the current year either.
Yeah, so if you keep going down, down, there's last year and there's next year. Yep, there you go.
Okay. So current year original, last year original, next year original. All right, so we can do the multi-year. It's just through account inquiry and we have to export.
Cool.
So that's more progress.
You can also, if we go ahead and minimize this for one moment.
All right, yep, sorry. Making notes.
Yep, sure. And then browse. So this is a completely different report. If you stay on the main page with your data set and then export that to Excel, you get all of those columns that I was talking about. Here you get these columns, and you can, if you right click on the header anywhere, no, that's a row, but on the header, no, sorry, on the header of the data. So the header, column headers.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep, there we go.
Sweet.
So now we can come in here and get rid of stuff we don't like, include what we do like, and then we can export this to Excel also. And it's a slightly different report.
So this allows us to pick the fields without waiting till the Excel export screen pops up to pick the fields?
Correct.
All right, I like this better.
Well, I can't guarantee you, I've never done a comparison on the columns, so I don't know if you get stuff in the straight Excel export that you don't get here. So you want to make sure that you get what you need.
So, I mean, I'll tell you where we're differing a little bit. So my preference is to produce the reports from Munis instead of Excel, so that we can show we're exporting the data directly from, or we're showing and displaying the data directly from our general ledger. So I'll tell you, it would be my preference if we didn't have to export it, but could produce the PDF from these fields. Like, is that possible?
I mean, you could PDF your Excel sheet, right? But if you're talking about you want Tyler's logo on it or something that somehow
That's what I'm talking about.
validates that the data is not just numbers in an Excel sheet, then you're probably talking about whatever you can get out of the box that goes to PDF, or you would create a custom report.
Okay. Okay. Dean, it looks like it is possible to get what I'm asking for. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. So yeah.
So you were in the browse mode there?
Yeah.
I looked. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so this can do what I want. We just have to do it from browse mode. So let me do a print screen. Okay, I'll save that. So from account inquiry, browse, limit fields. Awesome. Anybody else? And while you might think we're wasting your time, Dean, this is actually super
No,
helpful.
not at all. Not at all.
Because I'm
That's
not
why I'm
getting
here.
frustrated with myself trying to figure something out. So hugely helpful. So Caroline, I won't ever bother you again about the monthly report. I have what I need to do that. So
All right, Carolyn. Send me
Yes.
that $20 that we talked about.
I'll give you 40.
anyone else have something in particular you need help with in Munis while we have Rich through 3:30? Please chime in. I don't want to hog up the time here, please. Michael, I know we discussed some access stuff, but if there's anything else, now is the time.
I'm good. I actually picked up a few tips from this session, so thank you.
You're very welcome.
Have anything at this moment?
Thank you. Judy or Angie, any Any additional, anything pops up on your radar I'm not aware of, maybe that you might want a little guidance on?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I guess I'm good until we get the BAI files from the bank. Then we need to know how to do that stuff. But
Yeah.
until then,
BAI will make your life happier.
Are you familiar with that process, Dean? Will we be able to get you?
Yeah, a little bit. I've done it before.
Okay. Because we're looking forward to that to help automate some of our monthly reconciliation.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. For
Okay.
sure.
So we can reach out to Carol and maybe get an hour or two of your time in the near future.
Yeah. Reach out to Carol. I mean, I am pretty heavily booked at the moment, but I know that she's really good about, finding an empty slot and giving it to people who need time. So.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think we can give you back the rest of your afternoon.
Awesome. You sure
and
you don't
then-
want to go through anything else? Because really, I'm completely willing to keep going if you have other questions. And I will send you the Munis 101 document, so you have that. It's pretty useful.
Yeah, I want to tape that one to my wall. So for quick reference, I'm old school. I'm low tech on stuff like that.
Well, all right, then I'll send you two documents. I'll send you the Munis 101 and I'll send you just the cheat sheet for the search wildcards.
Okay.
Dean, do you have anything on budgets? Like, because I read something that I found, but I'm a little confused trying to get a projection on the next year's budget.
So what confuses you? What are we trying to do?
I think that I have to do like a projection in 2023, but I think I don't know if I have access to that.
Okay. So I'm willing to dive in if you have a specific question there.
Okay,
Caroline, you want to share your screen? I'll stop sharing.
sure.
Okay. And Dean, we have a budgeting session coming up, but Caroline's just trying to be proactive and get ahead of the curve. Our traditional method is to send out an Excel export from our ledger showing year-to-date actuals and year-to-date revised budget as a baseline for the following year. So in this case, it would be 2023.
Yep. Do you want to continue doing that?
For our first budget in Munis, yes.
Okay.
Now, understanding that on the 18th and 19th, when we have the training scheduled, that's going to be focused around showing division managers and directors how to make their budget entries. And almost all of them, except for personnel, will be able to be accepted through that method. So the
Right.
spreadsheet for this round is more so a conversation piece than us trying to upload a massive spreadsheet like we did to get things started.
Yeah, so I have clients who do it both ways, right? They do a lot of their budgeting offline, and when they get to an approved budget, they pull that into the system. That's one way. And then the other way is to start from scratch, or you start from last year's numbers or adjusted last year's numbers. And then people do their budgeting in the system, and then it goes through workflow in the system. And so you see, if you want to, you can see all of the different levels and changes and amendments that have happened at various levels until you get to the approved budget. You
We
can do
wanna
it both
do the
ways.
latter.
Yeah.
So we want to try to do the latter going for the 23 budget.
Cool.
We just won't be able to do that for personnel because we're doing configuration right now for payroll. So we're
Yeah, so you're
able
not
to
there
try.
yet. And that's fine. I mean, I'm on the financial side anyway, so my mind is usually in projecting expense accounts. So that's fine. So do we want to dive in, or do you want to wait for that session? I'm perfectly willing to go either way.
Okay, that's fine then. I can wait then. It's okay. I didn't know we have anything scheduled in the future, so. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Joe.
Oh, no, no, perfectly fine. Anything else?
If you could, I mean, for me, for my part, if you could show us how, so that export, would it just be like an account inquiry like we just went through? We wouldn't have to go through the budget module for that?
So there is a, yeah, sure. If you want to show your screen one more time, I'll show you how to do it. Super easy. Well, I think it's super easy.
I'm ready.
So we're going to go to the hub. We're going to go to financials budget. And where's my brain?
Scenarios or?
No, it's the budget projection program. Where is it?
Next year budget comparison?
No, it's like define start budget projection. Let's scroll up and just type projection in there. Wow, it's not surfacing. Interesting.
I believe I have it on mine. I don't know why he doesn't have it on his.
Angie,
All
you
right.
have everything.
You want to share?
Okay.
That makes perfect sense to me that the finance director has no access to the budget projection.
You need to give me the permission.
Oh, I do. I'm so
You
sorry.
can demote me and promote Angie.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So
Okay,
define start budget projection. And over there somewhere is a button that says import. Oh, it's the one in the middle.
Yep. Okay, import.
And see where it says detail template. And then we're just going to leave everything in there. We want to accept everything and say accept.
Okay, you want me to open that?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, and here's your template. And you only need, if I recall correctly, 3 columns of this. Give me one quick moment. So what's happening a lot lately, especially from you and Madeline Collins, I don't get notification that you guys need. I'm still looking. Give me I don't know if you guys are releasing that to me. Quick moment here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so Angie, I am going to steal your thunder here. And this is what you need to have. So you would have org object project. If you have any of those fields, you would have a quantity of 1 always, all the way down. And then whatever your value is for this line.
Value for what? Value for which line was that? Sorry.
Or for unit cost.
So that's your budget for this line.
Current year to date. Okay.
And everything else just remains empty. So that's it. And then you would import that, and that would be your projection.
So
Now,
you're
what it's saying for
saying
unit, sorry,
this- Go ahead, Dawn.
unit cost, are you saying that's the revised current year budget, or is that the actuals as of year to date?
No, that is your expected budget. We're working on a budget projection here.
So you're saying that's the baseline projection then for 23?
For what, yeah, whatever we're working on. I'm just showing you that those are the fields you need to fill out in the template to import them.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
So it's super easy. And I have a client right now that is doing exactly that. They do all their budget negotiations offline. They end up with an approved budget. They fill out that template and pull it in at the third level, or however many levels of budget approval you have. They pull it in at the last level, and then they post to master, and that is their soft posted budget. And then on the first of the fiscal year, they do the budget journal and post that, and now they have their budget.
So that sounds like, Angie, that's the old way we did it under USL.
Yeah, we did an import from Excel into
Yep.
the USL.
That's the old way that I mentioned, that you can do it just straight as an import, and then you do all your work offline. If you want to do it within Munis, then you would still start with a projection, but you would start it at the first level of your budgetary approval, and then send that out to your departments, and then they do whatever they do, and they submit that, and it goes through workflow.
Yeah, so we want to do the latter,
Yeah.
because constantly tweaking that spreadsheet has just drove us past being sane. Yeah, we would prefer to do it within Munis. For
Yeah, that's
everything
totally
except
fine.
personnel, like I said.
I did save the import worksheet just in case we ever need it.
Okay. Because I think that will.
Well, you're definitely going to use
worksheet
it.
is too many fields for.
Oh wait, you guys are live, right?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay. Because they definitely use that template for budgets and actuals. So
Yeah, we use that for the initial upload into Munis. Yeah.
right.
But yeah, so like I said, our Excel for this round is just for discussion purposes. On the 18th and 19th, everyone will be trained on how to make their budget entries within Munis, and then
Cool.
those will go through workflow for edits and changes and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, and it's a good system. It's a good method, and it allows you to kind of see everything from soup to nuts.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
I think we're good to go.
Sweet.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you
Dan.
so much for your time. You guys gave up a lot of time. I appreciate it.
Likewise. You enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.